You could tell a man about a distance travel. I'm a seeker of knowledge. I'm a nerd. I always want to learn. And whenever you stop learning, you stop growing. And when you stop growing, you die.
What up, guys? It's your boy Alou,
Yeah, it's your boy Ron.
and we're the Amateur Builders. Hope you guys enjoyed last week's episode. Um, we're just gonna jump straight into it today. How was your week, bro?
It was pretty good. So still onboarding with Group M, and today I just did my basic things that I did. I have this whole week off before I start next week.
Thanks.
I start
My
on
boy been
Tuesday.
taking it
Yeah,
easily, just been in the crib, feet up,
um,
chilling.
chilling, just getting ready. But it's been cool though so far. I worked on my newsletter today. You guys should check it out. Also, marketing newsletter,
It's called a marketing memo, bro.
marketing memo.
That
I'm
boy is
sorry.
tired.
Yeah, I've been working on it since this morning.
Yeah.
But besides that, it's pretty good.
I
Like
mean, tell them a
yesterday,
little bit more about like what the marketing memo is, because I feel like we talked about it a
oh
little bit
yeah, we
last time,
can
but we never really like
went
talked
in
about
depth, right?
like when and that like what is it like? How did that even came about? Like, how did you start that?
So I just thought to like maybe when before I got this job at Group M, I was
Yeah.
just like, I'm gonna be like a junior in like the marketing industry. So,
Yeah.
why not like share my knowledge or like the experiences that I have
Yeah.
when I start. So I was just like, I'll create like a newsletter just to
Mm-hmm.
like document like my journey in the marketing industry.
Yeah.
And I just was like, let me just create it. I actually sent out a survey on Reddit in my Baruch's Reddit,
Yeah.
and I had good interest, like 40 responses, I think.
Damn, that's good.
So people was like, they would subscribe to something like that,
Yeah.
and I was just
How's
like,
it been now? Like, because I know you've been doing it for like a little bit, like a couple of months now, right?
it's been good. Like, to be honest, it'd be tough writing sometimes because you get that writer's block.
Yeah. I mean, once that happens, use ChatGPT, bro.
Yeah, I know. I just use that sometimes, and I'll
Oh, use Claude. Claude is a new one
yeah, you can
too.
tell me that today.
Yeah.
But I just use like ChatGPT for like ideas or to write me out like a templated response.
Yeah.
Then I'll like try edit it. Cause the thing with writing, I noticed is like it's kind of hard to find your own voice a bit. Like you just
Yeah.
feel like it's too generic or something.
I mean, sometimes like at least when I was writing my book, I would use ChatGPT to like help me get over the writer's block. So if I had a sentence that I would start with, I would
Hmm.
tell it try to complete it or try to recreate a different scenario of it. And then
Okay.
from there, I would just put my own little twist on it. And
Okay.
it just
Okay.
like help me get out of that writer's block. Just make it easier and like make the process faster.
But like, yeah, I think that'll probably work. But this new so Mondays are usually curation, so that's usually easy. It's just me curating like different articles. I think
Yeah.
that's gonna be helpful based off of like advertising, marketing strategies,
Yeah.
and I just post sometime like on like a job board, like what I think for a junior level or entry level would be cool. Fridays, it's a new series I'm starting to do.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember the show called Ned's Declassified School
Yeah,
Survival
yeah, of course. That was a class. That's a
Guide.
classic. Yeah, that's a
So
classic.
I just recreated it called Ron's Declassified
Okay.
Marketing Survival Guide.
Okay.
And
I
then
like that.
yeah, I'm just gonna use like my basic Marketing 3000 textbook
Yeah.
to just go through like foundational stuff every marketer should know. So that
Hmm.
way my newsletter could just be a guide for new entry level
No, that's
individuals.
dope.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people definitely gonna need that.
Yeah.
Especially like when you're a total beginner, especially on the, like you
Yeah.
said, like entry
Facts.
people. You're getting out of school, you have a bunch of things that you learn, but like
Hmm.
having a reference page, getting like a weekly one of like telling you certain things like you need to learn over, especially in
Right.
the professional world. Some of the things that you might learn in school might not actually like cross over.
Transpire.
Yeah, so it's like having somebody who's like already doing that and then in the professional world and then giving it back to like students.
Hmm.
I think that's really dope.
That's a fact. So, next week, I mean, it's 85 people in our cohort. I'm gonna try to get every one of them
Yeah, trying to get everyone in the
to be on the
yeah,
newsletter,
facts.
like
Even
sign
like
up.
people that's not like entry level, you might never know.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
somebody who's already been in the
Facts.
industry for that long, you never know. Like they might actually find it
Interesting,
insightful
right?
and,
Something.
and
Yeah,
valuable too. So
yeah, definitely will.
yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, yeah, man. Let's talk about the big. Well, let's save it for a little later. Let's just go through the news, right? So,
Sure. Damn, you're not gonna ask how my week went? Like,
Yeah,
damn,
how was
bro.
your week?
Damn,
You
bro.
know,
You
you
just
don't
gonna
have
skip
to.
over me like that?
Awful,
Damn.
awful. How was your week?
Now my week was good, bro.
Yeah.
This week was a lot of grinding because we had a pitching competition, which we're
Yeah,
gonna
so I
talk
was
about a
gonna
little
hint
bit
that.
later once we finish talking about what happened over the weekly news.
Yeah.
Um, but I literally just had to put my head down and just grind. There was a so they had we're gonna talk about it later. I'm gonna because I'm gonna get a little
He's
bit
ready.
frustrated, but it's
He's
just
ready, like
my week was good.
yeah.
All right, let's move on to the
Uh-huh.
weekly news.
So this one was recent. I seen this on the one of the newsletter I subscribe to.
Yeah.
Um I just been thinking a lot like recently about like what else iPhone can there be, or just what Apple can do to like really innovate the mobile phone. Because they obviously,
Yeah,
that's why I said no, don't like really focus on the AR, but specifically the phone. Like, what can they do
to make it better.
to make it better, or just like a wow factor again? Like,
I mean, phones have been really optimized, bro.
mhm,
So like, to all the basic things that we really need from a phone, you could do with it. You could call, you could text, you could use applications. So like, in terms of like, I think it's just amplifying the things that's already existing.
mm,
So for example, like you talked about AR, like having an AR FaceTime, like having like a what's this hologram.
the
So
hologram,
something like that would be dope.
bro,
Having
fire.
an AR game where you could like put your phone down and then
Mm,
the display goes on top of it. You could interact with it. Those kind of things. I think having more of like the spatial kind of like
spatial
in,
computing,
spatial
yeah,
computing incorporated inside of
in
phones
the
is gonna be the
phone,
next thing. I don't know about like necessarily right now. I don't think like any other thing in terms of like hardware
yeah.
wise could actually be make phones better.
Yeah, that's what I was going with, because it like on the newsletter it said something about like the new material might use some titanium framing. I'm like, bro,
I mean that's cool, but like
I
I
don't know
don't
what
really
that
care.
is for.
It might
Like
make
all
I guess it might make it a little bit lighter, something like that. I'm not sure,
yeah,
but
but lighter than you think like, okay, then when my phone drop, it's gonna probably breaks more faster or something.
yeah. The
Or
only
might
thing
probably
that
won't.
they
I
could
don't know.
actually do is in terms of making the hardware better is like the battery. Like if they can
Oh, word.
increase the battery percentage, the life.
But speaking about battery, it was one thing that I saw in terms of like that innovation. Like, so I don't know if it was true or if it lasted
Yeah.
or still going. I mean,
Hmm.
but it was like this. I think it was like in one of those like Nordic countries. Like some scientists discovered like a wireless source to charge your battery on. Like, you know how they have the wireless pad and you can put your
I think
phone
I've
on it.
seen something similar to
But
that, but
like it could,
not.
if you connect to, let's say the device is, I don't know, on the wall, like public Wi-Fi, but
Yeah.
now you have a public charging where you could just tap into this thing and then remotely charge your phone.
Really
I
interesting.
swear,
I seen
I was
something
like, what?
kind of similar to that, but it was an African guy. He was creating a TV that doesn't need to get plugged in into any port, so
Mm,
it would just literally charge itself. I don't know if it was like from solar energy or what kind of energy it was getting. Like it was being able to utilize, but like you
mm.
could turn the TV on without even like being able to connect to any port. So that was fascinating. So I'm just like, damn,
It's crazy.
that's revolutionizing a lot of things.
So I'm saying that
Yeah.
if that if Apple, because Apple got its own like R&D and innovative
Yeah, yeah,
studio and
of
lab,
course.
so
Yeah.
I think they work on stuff like that, because in the article I read, it kind of like hinted at Apple being part of like inventing that kind of, because they filed like a patent, I think, about
Hmm.
like a wireless, uh, not the wireless charging pad, but like a wireless device that you could just tap into it like a public Wi-Fi and be like, "Yo, I want to charge my phone." Boom,
That would
and
be wow.
that'll be like that'll
Yeah.
be crazy. It'll be scary because then you think maybe about like radiation and like
Bro,
what,
radiation is already like over the moon, bro.
yeah,
We've already been so exposed to so much radiation.
but more radiation.
Yeah.
That's bad. But all right, so then and then with the same iPhone analogy, like where, if you think it ends, like where would it end? Like iPhone 20, iPhone.
Bro, as long as they could
If it
like
does end,
milk this, bro, they're gonna milk it,
they
bro.
gonna keep milking it,
They'll
right?
keep milking it, bro. The only thing that's really gonna be differentiating between the different version of phones is the software. So it's like
Yeah.
as the software gets better, it's gonna have to be new. It don't. The thing is that it just at the end of the day, it's just like capitalism. So it's like they
Mm,
don't necessarily need to make a new version every year, but it's like because with
mm,
let's say for like I have an iPhone 12, I could still operate on the software that iPhone 15 used. But at the end of the day, it's capitalism. It's just like, oh, people gonna buy it, so it's like might as well just
true.
do it. So it's
And one
like,
thing though that they do, I know you noticed that they actually slow down the older
yeah,
versions
yeah,
so that way you can upgrade.
yeah,
I've been noticing that. I've been thinking like maybe it's my carrier.
yeah.
It could be
But at the same time,
boost,
too,
but
it's like you have to do that eventually because you have to maintain the old software so for it to be able to run on those
yeah,
older. So you have to maintain that too. So, but
I guess. And they'll have their new chips like M1 chips, and they probably won't
yo,
be
my sister really
compatible.
did some funny shit, bro. So
All
she
right.
been talking about getting a computer for a long time now.
Mm-hmm.
And then one day I get home, this lady got a M2 MacBook Pro 14, 32 gigabytes. I'm like, Miss, you don't know what you have right there, bro.
All right.
She don't know what she got, bro.
How much
You know
was
how
that?
powerful that is?
Shit, it's very powerful
The
though.
M2 chip is crazy fast. And the computing power on it is crazy too. I'm like, Miss, give me that, bro. You don't know what you have, bro. I need that. Like, I need that.
Heard.
I'm like, bro, that's crazy.
I That got to be my
I don't know
next
if it was
laptop.
32
I ain't gonna lie.
gigabytes of RAM or 16 gigabytes, but even then, that's still a lot more powerful than what I have. I have like a 2020
Oh, you
regular
already know what I
Intel
got. You
chip,
see the
bro.
quality of my camera, so y'all see the quality of my camera, bro. That shit
Yeah,
shitty, but I'm definitely going. If when I get a new laptop, it's gonna be something like that because I need that
yeah. That
faster
M2, I've seen
processing.
like people like I played around with it. Like somebody, my company has it,
Mm.
and I think it's M2 or M1, one of those chips, and the difference in terms of like how fast he's able to like run certain
And
programs
downloads and
and
such.
downloads. I'm just like, bro, that shit is crazy fast.
Mm. Yeah, but all right. So our next topic is this is like an old kind of news though. Elon Musk he been wanted. Well, he never really publicly stated that he was creating a phone, but there was rumors surrounding it like Tesla will create something called Tesla Pi, which is his version of like a mobile phone. Because if you know Elon or follow him, he have Starlink, which is his satellite system. He
Yeah.
want to like put out through the globe and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a lot of different unique features. I didn't get to write it down in our little note
Yo,
here.
I feel like Elon's just trying to take over the world, bro.
He trying to like
Like we didn't even talk about that. I remember last week we talked about Twitter rebranding. Like it's official now, so it's called X now.
X. Yeah, I seen it
Yeah,
in my Twitter. Well,
yeah.
X now app. I
I don't
mean,
know.
we'll see. Like someone this video on this channel on YouTube I watch.
Yeah,
It was saying like how hard it would be to like try now to convert it into what he want, like the super app,
yeah,
because now he would have to like get partners in banks, right?
yeah.
And
He
then,
has PayPal.
well, PayPal has its partnership with a bank.
Yeah, so it's easier. I mean, I don't know if he still have
He
connections there,
probably not connected to them
connected
no
there, but I'm
more.
pretty sure like he could get in contact with somebody from PayPal and make that happen.
I don't know, man. He got the wherewithal, so but that's the thing. If you want to pump more money into it, it's like
Yeah,
he's losing money, and they haven't turned a profit yet.
but I still
So
think like him trying a different approach is still admirable because like
it's still
Twitter wasn't
admirable.
making no money, bro. Like Twitter was freaking
It was already
it was a
like
dead
going
end,
down.
bro. It was like it was already like it was not profitable. So it's just
Yeah,
like at least he's trying to do something different. It might not be the best approach for some people opinion, but it's still something new.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's see if it goes to failure. Then it's the worst failure in our history. Real talk.
Yeah.
But yeah, that Python, yeah, I checked that out, man. Like I didn't get to do so much about it, like research, but
Yeah.
I remembered it.
What's like the did you like look at like
I think
what's
the
like
key
the
feature for it, like, was it was something really crazy. Like,
what?
yeah, I gotta look it up though for sure. But I think it was something like it could obviously work with Tesla, like the car, and I
Okay.
think it said you'll be able to operate the car like be able to drive the car on the phone and stuff like that. Like,
Wait, what?
yeah,
You could able to like operate the phone.
operate the
I mean,
car
operate the car
on the
on the
Tesla
phone,
car. Yeah,
like on some car, like racing
yeah, like
car
on some
shit.
like what's that one? James Bond shit. Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah, that's what he was like. Well, that's what the rumors was. But
Okay.
yeah. And so the next one, this one was kind of shocking to me. Is like resurrecting animals. So they didn't. It's not necessarily resurrect them, but they
Was this
were
in China?
no Siberia or something like
Okay.
that.
Because
They
China's always doing something different, bro.
probably already ahead with that stuff. I ain't
Yeah.
gonna lie to you, but so recently, scientists they revived an extinct species of like the nematodes. So
What's that?
nematodes they already exist now, but it's like a specific species of the nematode. It's like think of like monkeys. It's like you got like maybe like a lemur could be like a monkey, right, or
Okay.
something.
Something like that.
But
I don't think
they
it's the same.
it's not probably the
Yeah.
same
Same
family.
family.
So it's
Yeah.
like a different family of the nematode
Okay.
was in the iceberg for approximately like 46,000 years.
That's wild. So
So
how did
that's
they even do that? Was it like
they came across it. They was just like I think in Siberia, like around the ice and stuff, and they some like I don't know what they call it, but like they was in the cave, I think, and they just happened to discover it. I guess luck have it,
that's wild?
and they probably thought this is like some type of animal and shit, so they throw it out, and they saw that it was something they don't know about,
So how
and
did
they
like
became alive. Like
so
it,
how did like what's the process of like resurrecting a dead
but I
extinct
think for them,
species?
they maybe in that climate it was so cold, or like that's why they say sometimes I don't know, like maybe if you could cryogenically freeze the body,
Yeah.
you could it could stay like that until it's ready to thaw out, and this kind of proved it a little bit because nematodes
I
are
need to do some
organisms.
more
So
research and find out like what was the process behind resurrecting a dead species.
I don't know, bro. I think they from a short read I did on it. I think they thawed out the part like the
It's not. I don't think it's that simple. It's just like throwing it out. It has to be some sort of process.
but maybe it melted because it was in the ice, and then I don't know how they revived them though. That's the thing. I think they did some type of I
That's
don't know,
wild.
bro.
But
Like
you heard of that? I don't know if it's a theory of like or a conspiracy or whatever you might call it, but this is like a saying where like there's a bunch of like diseases that's like frozen under the glacier or something like that.
mhm.
And as climate is getting like the climate is getting worse and then things is like getting heated up, right? It's like eventually all of that is gonna melt down and a whole bunch of diseases is just gonna be able to like come out and just spread out.
That's like a theory, just like a
I
theory.
don't know if it's a theory or like conspiracy, but I've seen like stuff like that before. I think it might be an actual real thing, but I don't know. I don't have like
Yeah, I'll have to
the
look into
article, like
that.
the data behind it, or
But
fully
yeah,
in depth into it.
so like, what's like your thoughts on like resurrection and I think we did mention it before, but on the
So,
future of like life sciences.
so I was reading this book. It's
Mhm.
called "How to Take Over the World" by Ryan North, and he talked about
Yeah,
something.
that's what the
Yeah,
book was called. I forgot to ask you.
yeah, that book is really interesting. He's just like go. The mindset of him is like he's like a if you want to be like an evil
Yeah.
arc nemesis or something like that of society, and he basically give you like some scientific breakdowns of how you could do like
Mhm.
yeah that one, how you
Yeah.
could do like any sort of like things that evil villains do in movies and stuff like that. And he talked about like how you'll be able to do freeze your brain or freeze your body to
Mhm.
be resurrected into the future. And I don't know, I think it becomes like a scary game, bro,
Yeah.
because it's just like
But you did mention, I remember one time we talked about this before. You
yeah.
was like how that person though would have to be already like kind of wealthy and
Yeah, you have to be
have
super wealthy
the
because you have to
resources.
um maintain the place that your body's getting frozen at. You
Mm.
don't know, and it's like one little accident, the temperature changes, you're done. So it's
Mm.
just like you have to be like super wealthy
For someone to be maintaining the environment
and
that
maintain
you
the environment that you're in, basically.
should.
Yeah,
I mean, the only other person who could probably think about now is like Jeff Bezos doing that, like, cause he's like, the
Yeah.
evil bald dude. That would be hilarious. But
Yo, what's that movie with the dude with the mini him? Is like his mini him.
Minions,
Is it mini? No, it's not minions. It's I forgot the
I think
movie.
Austin Powers.
Austin
Yeah,
Powers.
Austin Powers. It was literally
Yo,
Austin Powers, I think.
this right here remind me of the evil villain from Austin Powers.
Yeah, nah, that would be hilarious.
Yo,
Nah, but I mean, that's a good book. I actually added it to my cart and check
yeah,
it out later.
it's a good
Um,
book, but like it's really long too. But he has a much like good little
hmm,
fascinating thing, like simulating thing that you could like possibly like just dream about. Because the thing is, you talking about you need to be a billionaire.
or maybe like a state, like a country, like a China.
That's damn near impossible to even like if you want to create a sovereign state, it's
Hmm,
damn near impossible. There's too many political regulations.
hmm.
The
No,
only
but like I
place,
mean, like, all right. So if I'm like a MBS or Xi Jinping, I could kind of like do what that book is basically telling me, like,
no, because there's still some
but it could cause war or
yeah,
something.
still some global
Right.
politics. But like the only place he said you could have your own sovereign state
Mm,
is a small place in Antarctica where nobody truly owns that land. But
mm,
like living there is like damn near impossible because like how you gonna be bringing you can't grow food over there. So how you gonna be able to like bring food and sustain your population there is damn near like impossible to make that happen.
sheesh.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Let's move on to the next one, man. This is good.
so I recently like scientists, like physicists in Korea, South Korea, they launched like this kind of like
Oh yeah, I've
paper
seen that.
about superconduct
Superconductors,
superconductors,
yeah.
and then now, like, scientists, it wasn't a peer review paper, so they're obviously now trying to peer review it. But if you don't know what like superconductor is, it's basically like, so like our electrical grid, right, is usually not like balanced. You could think of it like that. And then superconductors would be forever balancing it. Like, there's no like lack in quality, there's no kind of
Yeah.
downtime with the electricity grid.
Yeah, that shit is dope.
Superconductors would just be eternally like balanced, like
Yeah.
at a good ambient state. So the paper was like saying they could do that at an ambient state, which is like room temperature,
Yeah.
right? And they like, hell no, you can't do that because you got to be damn near like 0 degrees, and then it just wouldn't
The
pan
crazy
out.
part is that like somebody else recreated that study and like proven that it could actually happen. So it's been two people who successfully like done it. So that mean
Shit.
that the way science tend to work is like once you put out a scientific research,
Mm,
the community needs to be able to recreate exactly what you've done
what you
for
did,
it to
yeah.
be true. So it's been two people do it, but it has to be a couple more people to test it out.